everyone, I'm Grace. Today, I'll be talking about designing for the creator economy. Essentially, a lot of content creators who built a business over the internet. Previously at Electronic Arts, I built products for content creators called EA Creator Network, and I'm a content creator myself. So I'm really excited to share about how to empower content creators today, specifically as like a UX designer and product builder. And I also drew a lot of the illustrations in this by myself. This is Fluffle, the bunny mascot of Design Buddies. Let me know in the chat if y'all are familiar with Design Buddies. I can't see the chat at all, but hopefully there's people engaging in there. So Fluffle's the friendly mascot of Design Buddies, and I drew all the mascots of Fluffle throughout this presentation. So I hope y'all enjoy. Yeah, today talk about kind of like what is the creator economy, what is the current state, what design challenges and product challenges we have, and opportunities, how to become a creator yourself if you're interested, and Q&A. Yeah, anyways, I'm Grace. I founded Design Buddies, the world's largest design community. We have a total audience of 150,000 members, helping designers grow their careers, land jobs, make networking fun. I also run a founder creator house called the Bunny House, inspired by Design Buddies in San Francisco, and host a lot of parties here. I actually left EA last week to follow my dreams and doing community building and content creation, but I was there for almost 4 years, building products on the player experience and marketing side. I've also been a content creator for many years. I talk about design and career tips on LinkedIn, as well as lifestyle and travel on Instagram. And I've been to over 30 countries. Fun fact, I spent 2 months last year living on cruise ships over 20 countries. And I'm based in California, born and raised in Cupertino, but live in San Francisco. I know I have some interactive portions, but since I can't see the chat, I will skip these. So creator economy is a $100 billion industry. Essentially, a lot of content creators, for example, Mr. Beast, or smaller content creators like YouTubers, they start like online businesses. These can look like Beast Burger or like courses or merchandise. But also, they also make money through sponsorships, through like working with brands to promote their brands and creating content as well. There's also a lot of tools and software that fuel the economy. For example, Substack, who have newsletters helping creators monetize, Instagram, LinkedIn. And essentially, I feel like this is very significant because in traditional media, it was only people who had connections to Hollywood or something like that. They were born into like a famous family who have this wide distribution. But now with the internet, and it's like really interesting how anyone can have an audience these days. And thanks to the creator economy for making that possible instead of just traditional media. And there's a lot of different types of creator types, not always like the Mr. Beast type. There's also like educators, like YouTubers who make content about the educated topic, writers who write newsletters, artists as well as performers, dancers, and more. So currently, I feel like it really disrupted the traditional middleman. So now people don't have to go through traditional film labels, regular TV. They have the internet, and I feel like the TV watch time has been down, which is pretty significant. And I feel like, yeah, because with all these platforms like LinkedIn, Instagram, TikTok, content creators can directly engage with their audience. And so some examples of companies participating in the creator economy are distribution channels like YouTube, Instagram, TikTok, Twitch, LinkedIn as well for B2B creators. But there's also other companies that help creators monetize, for example, Patreon, helping them sell subscriptions, Buy Me a Coffee, helping give tips, Gumroad, giving digital products, and Linktree doing link in bio. So there's all these companies helping creators grow their audience and monetize and make a living through that, which is actually what I quit my job to do as well. So some famous creator examples are like Mr. Beast, Nigahiga, PewDiePie. These are just like some examples of big ones that I found interesting to kind of study how they work in the creator economy. And yeah, feel free in the chat, who are your favorite creators? I cannot see the chat, but hopefully you can all engage in it too. So kind of a brief history. During the early internet, like the 1990s and the 2000s, they were just like publishing platforms, like blogs. They were just like highly one-directional, but people could put their posts out there through like Blogspot. And then during the 2010s, we saw like Instagram, Twitter, the rise of social media where people can now follow each other. Because previously on Facebook, it was like made in 2004, you have to like add your friends. So it's like mutual. But with like Instagram, Twitter, now you can like follow people and grow an audience that way because it's no longer have to like each party has to approve. And this came the rise of more sponsored content, more audience, more platforms, and so on. These days, there's so many content creators out there, and with the rise of like 2020, everyone was stuck at home. They were very lonely, and they want to find their own niche communities so they can participate and connect with each other. And also, a lot of creators have tapped into communities because previously in the 2010s, it was kind of one directional. You kind of just like watch a creator and comment something in the chat. But now communities sometimes like design buddies as well, and some content creators they have like a Discord server or like a Slack channel where you can talk about common things you have in common. Like for example, like a fashion creator, people like fashion, and they can talk about that. And also there's also email lists now because the algorithm is always changing, and sometimes a creator can put a lot of effort in the video and it completely flops, and sometimes their accounts can get shut down for no reason. And so that's why I think it's important to collect emails so you have direct ownership and you can reach your audience without the reliance of social media platforms and algorithms. So I think that's kind of like the trends that we see, that I personally saw coming in. And so some challenges and product design opportunities. I feel like some challenges, there's like so many tools out there. Like there's so many like publishing platforms. Like people often ask me like, what platform should I focus on? And it really depends. Data privacy as well, because a lot of times how brand sponsorships work is the brands want the data from the audience. So they know like demographics and how to market from them. And sometimes there's, depending on where you live in the world, there's privacy law issues and just ethically as well. Legal issues because with the rise of AI, actually, sometimes as artists, these training models are taking their work and using their intellectual property to train on their models to pump out work similar to them. So that's an issue. Audience growth because there's so much saturation out there of content creators, depending on what niche actually. And also with the algorithms always changing. Monetization because I feel like creators are giving a lot of value for free, and sometimes I feel like value should be exchanged. And also time management because these creators are often solopreneurs. They need to deal with not only being a performer, putting themselves out there, but like taxes, accounting, customer service, dealing with all that as well. So some challenges. And some current solutions, there's a lot of creators, including myself, who have like smaller group communities where we can talk shop about like growth, monetization, email lists as well to not be reliant on the algorithm, scheduling posts so you don't have to be like having to stop what you're doing each day to post, hiring outside help like virtual assistants, editors, and more. And monetization, how creators make money, it's mainly through like sponsorships, like brands would pay a creator to make a video about their new product launch or something, affiliate links where a creator can sell a discount of a product or service and take a cut from that, coaching, consulting, online courses, digital products like resume templates, tipping, merchandise, community memberships, and more. So there's lots of ways for them to make money. And so opportunities, I feel like there's you can think about how you want to make the life of a creator easier, whether that be helping them edit videos faster, generate multiple income streams, and grow and engage their audiences. And so kind of like the future of UX and some trends I see is like with AI, I know it's like a huge buzzword. AI definitely, I feel like AI, like a lot of people want to use AI to make content, but nobody really wants to consume content made by AI. So that's why I would recommend just using AI as a starting point and then adding your own personality and ideas through that, and just like being mindful of that when building AI tools as well. AI definitely increases the speed of production. So there's so many things out there. You might have already seen on LinkedIn some AI generated content. Reduce costs because now you don't have to hire other people to do it. And now with AI is not only just like generative AI, but there's machine learning algorithms like TikTok, but it's so addictive because it kind of learns what you watch and what you spend time on, what you engage with, to give you a hyper-personalized feed. But I feel like there's AI can also create new forms of content, like human and AI working together. I don't think it will replace jobs, in my opinion. I feel like AI will replace designers who do not use AI. I think designers who use AI will replace designers who don't. So I think it's important to learn how AI can fit into your workflow, help you be more creative and productive. It can be seen in more content recommendation algorithms and automating like content editing tools. And some examples is obviously ChatGPT. There's also Copy AI and Jasper that help you write copy, Descript to help you edit your podcast, and so on. Some challenges, there's intellectual property, like a lot of generative AI, unfortunately, like Midjourney, or not Midjourney, but I don't know any specific platforms, but they take a lot of artists' intellectual art and train them. There's also like so much content out there. So like, how do you stand out? And also, ChatGPT sometimes hallucinates, and it's also important to make sure you've checked your facts. Like for me, I'm not sponsored by any of this, but I like using Perplexity to help check my facts because I can ask a question and then it will cite the sources where it came from. And also AR and VR with like Apple's Vision Pro and the rise of immersive experiences. So there's a lot more opportunities to design more immersive experiences. So beyond video, beyond writing, beyond this two-dimensional. And so use cases could be like marketing, hosting virtual events, gaming, education, and more. And virtual world, so it's like a new platform to engage and also put ads on there and monetize it too. And with AR, there's also like Snapchat stories, like Instagram, like the AR filters that can be seen, not fully immersive. And so some tools that help you create AR and VR experiences are like Bezier, Spline, Unity, like these like tools to make more 3D models and 3D experiences, as well as like more filters like the TikTok and Snapchat filters. But I feel like with the challenges that come, these tools are relatively expensive to own. Like I think the Vision Pro is like $3,000, so not very accessible through the wide audience. And I feel like technically it's more complex to build these experiences, but there are companies like Bezier helping making that easier, and the cost of hiring someone to run these and the GPU costs as well. And also blockchain. I don't think this, I know it's like kind of controversial, but I feel like blockchain is a technology that can be used for good and for bad. With NFTs, you can own your audience. It will be linked to a address on the blockchain. There's also like smart contracts, decentralized platforms, and helping creators have more control over it. But with new complex technology, there comes with lots of unknowns and lots of scammers. So for me, I personally don't create NFTs anymore because I feel like there's a lot to learn from that. But I think it's an interesting technology to pay attention to. Yeah, it is complex. It is like have a steeper learning curve, and there's security concerns because you own the address to your NFT on a blockchain, but if you lose it for good, and there's no like middleman. For example, if you have crypto and you store it on a blockchain, if you lose access to your keys, you lose it forever. There's no bank to help you find it out. So there's like pros and cons to that, but it can help unbanked people be banked. And so yeah, with everything, there's pros and cons. And proving ownership is kind of hard because you just have the address. There's no like banks or middlemen to help you out, and no customer service. And lastly, I talk about how to become a content creator in case y'all are interested. I feel like it's kind of just like doing things and telling people. So identifying like what topic you want to do. Like, what are you interested in? Are you interested in like running, design? And what is the interest in the market to that? And who are your target audience? Like, what are they interested in? For example, I create a lot of design content and run a huge design community, and they want to grow in their careers. They want their struggle with how to stand out, and they want jobs. And so I try to create a lot of career topics and opportunities for them to get connected and get a job. And also, where are they in the world? Because sometimes when you work with people, like different cultures have different ways of seeing things. And then choosing your platforms, like you can have content, whether it's like written, image, audio, or video, can be short form or long form. So there's no right or wrong answer, it's just kind of what kind of platform you're interested in. And I feel like the key is just giving value. So value can be seen as like educational content, giving practical skills, helping people feel entertained or inspired, and consistency is how you grow and develop a relationship with your audience. And how I feel like these are just good skills to improve as you go about your journey. Because I feel like content creation is fun, but also having distribution is also fun. It can help you unlock more opportunities. So you can improve your skills like writing, photography, video, SEO, be knowledgeable of trends, and optimize your SEO so you can build your distribution. For monetization, these can come in like sponsored content. You can sell digital products, selling service subscriptions like a premium subscription with some perks, have a community, and also run ads like YouTube Partner. But I feel like as starting as a creator, it shouldn't be your main focus because I feel like I believe in getting into something because you truly enjoy it. Like for me, I personally enjoy improving my like soft skills and technical skills in like at video editing, writing. I enjoy just like scaling my knowledge and kind of like giving back in that aspect, as well as increasing my distribution so I have more opportunities. And I feel like it's also like social media is a social place, and just as important as like connecting to the community, I think it's also cool to leverage social media to connect with other creators, other people doing something in common, and learn from each other, help each other out, and grow. And also, I know it's like easy to get to like follow like, oh, I need more likes, I need more views. And oftentimes a lot of the algorithms is outside of our control. Like you could work really hard on something and not get a lot of views, but treat it as data. Like it's always an opportunity. And also as designers, like treat every feedback as like data. It's not like about you, but like how you can improve. And so it's always opportunities to see like how many comments, how many likes, how many views, and experimenting and iterating from that. And also, it's important to be aware of like copyright laws, like just based on where you live, whether you own your data and things you should and should not be sharing, and things like that. And also, like definitely when you put yourself out there, the internet is a wild place. People can easily hide behind a screen and hide behind a name and say really mean things. But I know this is like a lot of people have different ways of dealing with it, but I feel like it's important to recognize that hey, it's not about you. As long as you know you're not putting any harm out there, I think oftentimes when people are trolling or commenting negative things, it's more about them. And so just like you don't owe them anything, can just ignore. And joining relevant communities can help you unlock more knowledge and access more people and increase your distribution, have more fun. Yeah, would love to know in the chat what you would like to create content about. And I think it would be cool for y'all to like make your first LinkedIn post after this as an action item to do. So something to start with, if you have never posted on LinkedIn before, is to introduce yourself and your career journey so far. You can talk about your background, like what did you study in school, are you a career transitioner, and why you're interested in design. And then, like, if you're a career transitioner or study something else, highlighting some skills that you've gained from that. I think this is a great way to stand out as a designer. And also include your photo of yourself and also tag me because I would love to see it and comment on it and engage with it, so people in my network can see as well and support your post. And some takeaways and resources. I feel like overall, like user generated content for creators is becoming more influential than traditional marketing. Oftentimes, audiences want to listen to humans instead of a brand, very corporate. And I feel like some opportunities as like a product builder and UX designer, because is like addressing how can we help creators monetize, improve their content, and attract the relevant audience, and also tapping into newer emerging technologies like AI, AR, VR, and blockchain, and how they can shape the future of the creator economy. And so these are just some reading material, like newsletters and YouTube channels that I personally reference and enjoy and learn, and also built a lot of experience to create my own content since my Tumblr days in 2014. And I would like to share a resource for all of y'all as well. Design Buddies is a community. We are 100% free to join. So just Google Design Buddies. You'll come up with our website. It's on Discord. Our goal is to help you level up in your design career. So we have a lot of opportunities for you to improve your skills and land jobs and make networking fun. We host a lot of events, both virtual and online, have design challenges, content, and more. I'm based in San Francisco and run a founder creator house here. So I host a lot of events here, but I'm also flying to Atlanta next week, and we'll have some events there as well. I'm still speaking at Creative South, so if y'all are there, I'll host a meetup there as well. And then I'll be in London, Tokyo, and more. And so I'm based in SF, so I host a lot of events here, but also going global around the world. And we have over 150,000 combined audiences. So it's a free resource. We're always going to be free for you to join. We're also hosting our first conference as well called Design the Future. It's in person in San Francisco, but free online. And we'll be focused on topics like AI and spatial design, blockchain, and more. So it's going to be our first one. We already have a couple of thousand people sign up. So we don't want to miss that. Tickets for in person are running out. And yeah, I think that is the end of my presentation. I will take the last 7 minutes for Q&A, and feel free to connect with me on LinkedIn, Instagram, Twitter, and hop into Design Buddies.
Excellent. Thank you very much, Grace. I hope everybody out there enjoyed that as much as I did. It was quite a detailed overview of the creator economy. So we do actually have a few questions that have come in. The first one from Adam, and I kind of was feeling this as well. There's so much there, or as you put it, is it up to one person to manage content, legal, privacy, and all of those different things that you mentioned? Or how are people supposed to do that? Because you went through quite a lot in that presentation.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I mean, you could if you want, but I personally hire an accountant, hire a lawyer, and I think it is important to, at least it depends how much time you have and how far you want to go in depth into tax laws and legal laws. Like some people prefer to go deep dive, but I personally rather work with an expert because I don't have an accounting degree. So I think it's important to delegate and also like hire people to edit videos. And yeah, I don't think it could be up to one person if you want to dive deep, but I feel like it's important to seek mentors and seek expert advice whenever you can, so you're not violating any tax laws or legal laws, especially for the accounting and legal side of things.
And is there anything you wouldn't delegate?
Wouldn't delegate? Yes, I feel like with content creation, I want to keep my own unique voice. So for all my ideas and all of my like at least how I film stuff, like I don't want like, for me it's like my channel, so like I wouldn't have other, at least I'm interviewing them. I was just like not really delegate like the, I guess like the essence of it. It was kind of like the overall vibe, or the actual content itself. Like I want to be the one creating it. Like I can hire people to edit it, but I'll be the one like mostly making the content and going that. So that's why I personally would not delegate.
So it's your personal voice or touch.
Yeah, which can't, and everyone has a personal voice that I don't think can be replaced by anyone else.
Excellent.
Unless you can, I think there's like something called the AI virtual assistant. You can like you can like feed it all of your content and it could like talk just like you. So like maybe, but
and they have the Hey Jen and Synthesia, the fake avatars.
Yeah, so it could be that, but I personally would prefer not to use it. But with immersion, because I feel like people can tell it's AI right now. But if I ever am way too busy in life, but also still want to maintain a relationship with my audience, maybe. But like I would make sure to run all the content produced by my AI intern by myself and like make any edits as I can, just to make sure it's like always authentically my voice. So it's like I would never recommend cutting and pasting from AI in general as a designer and anyone else, but adding your own personal flavor to it. So that's a maybe, but like right now, no.
Excellent. There's one from Guille. He kind of, because you mentioned Mr. Beast and you were saying, how does somebody compete? Because Mr. Beast has those budgets for his videos. Can you compete as a person with no budget?
I think so. You just need an iPhone. All you need is like an iPhone and connect, or like an Android phone, or a smartphone, and connect to the internet. And I feel like people are drawn to people for themselves, and you already have what you got. And I know there's a people with very successful out there that I don't think you need a big budget. I just think you just need to have a voice and opinion and put yourself out there.
Excellent. And then I guess the distribution, as you mentioned, it's kind of once you create it, you then have to work on the distribution.
Yeah, so I start by just using hashtags. And when I started like back in 2014 on Tumblr, I just started using hashtags and then like adding, for example, on LinkedIn or Instagram and Twitter, like following who you already know, and just like following people in your niche and your interest, engaging with their posts, like commenting on it, is a good way to build distribution. Like following relevant people, commenting, and posting and using hashtags is a good way to get started on building your distribution.
Awesome. And another one kind of just came in from Anastasia. Is it better to try jump on a new platform or work on the existing ones? Like you mentioned with AR and VR, should you try become the person of AR, VR, or is it better to stick with existing but more crowded platforms?
I don't know what do you mean by existing platforms?
So I think, and Anastasia, write in if I'm understanding this right. But my understanding is that like LinkedIn, there's already quite known people on Twitter or X. There's quite known people on YouTube. There's quite known people. Is it better to take, let's say, YouTube, where there's very big names? Is it better to go to that platform, or would it be better to spend your time and effort tackling a new platform where maybe you're going to be one of the new and standout people?
I think it depends. And it depends on what kind of format you like. Do you like long form like YouTube? Do you like short form like TikTok? And I wouldn't let the fact that there's a lot of people discourage you from starting. And I think I personally gravitate towards like LinkedIn because there's a lot of eyeballs on there, but like not a lot of people posting regularly. And so there's a lot of views, and I can post a lot on there. Um, so there's that. Instagram is fun. I feel like a lot of my friends are on there, and it's very visual. So I would just like go for it, and don't let the fact that there's a lot of people discourage you from sitting out, because that also means there's a lot of potential for you to grow really big. But there's always up and coming platforms. There's like Thread and all that, and Blue Sky. So just do all of it and just like test it out. If you like it, if you meet people on there, good, you can stay there. If you don't like it, you're not getting any engagement after trying out for a couple of months, then you can leave it. It's okay. It's always iterative.
Brilliant. Well, that actually brings us to time. So thank you very much for sharing. I hope everybody out there enjoyed it as much as I did. And thank you once again, Grace.
Thanks for having me on. It was fun, and hope you have a wonderful day.